And I always tell people this, that's a 2-comma question. If you have a second comma in your salary, then you answer those, because I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Neil Brown, that's been my answer since I got married 30 years ago. There's not enough commas in my check to answer that question. Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. We're coming to you from Buffalo Wild Wings this week. And later on in this broadcast, Darryl, we're going to meet an honest-to-goodness angel. Not coincidentally, Howie is not here except by videotape. There's some kind of balance going on there. Give me your word of the week.
My word of the week actually is miracle.
Yep.
We've got angels, we might as well have miracles, and there is a miracle taking place out of the Nutter Center for UK football.
And now, Howie Lindsay, tell us what your word of the week is after your team made it to the College World Series.
My word of the week is unprecedented. This is an unprecedented run for Louisville athletics. Nobody's ever done this in college athletics where they win a men's national title, the women make it to the final game, the football team makes a BCS Bowl and wins it, and the baseball team makes the College World Series. There have been a lot of really good athletic years out there, but none greater than what Louisville has done this year, and I call that unprecedented.
Howie, you're joining us by the Miracle videotape, and look what you're missing today, my friends. We have wings because Red and Blue Review is coming to you from Buffalo Wild Wings here in Springhurst.
Hi, I'm Simon Mahalik, and today we'd like to introduce you to
angels with wings. Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right, thank you, kids. Let's jump into it. Time for the lightning round. Angels in Disguise Day on the Red and Blue Review. This portion of the Red and Blue Review is brought to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to share the road with motorcycles. Well, Mark Stoops, at this moment, has the #1 recruiting class in all of college football. Are you surprised when you hear ratings like #1 or #2 class in America right now?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, and it's a little bit surprising this early. I thought we could have that type of success, not necessarily this early, but I think it's a testament to Coach Stoops and the staff's hard work, but also the kids that are currently committed to us. They believe in the vision that we have for the program, and also they've created a real strong bond that regardless of what type of year we have, I don't really think that bond will be broken.
And that's the miracle I was talking about earlier. Yes, the team that won 2 games last year has the best recruiting class in the country 2014 as we speak. Phenomenal. It's got to be part of the Stoops name. It's got to be all the connections that Stoops and DJ Elliott, Neil Brown had at their previous locations, the kids they built relationships with. It's a push into Ohio, and it doesn't hurt that Drew Barker, the best player in the state of Kentucky, is also one of the best players in the nation. He's on board. He's recruiting as hard as he can, and Mark Stoops told us on signing day last year, good players, you get really good players, they want to play with each other. I mean, look at what's happened with the 6 McDonald's All-Americans in basketball. Yeah. They recruit each other, and that's what we're seeing on the football side. It's pretty cool.
Well, this definitely has been the year of the Cardinal. Louisville with a Final Four in men and women's basketball. Of course, the men won the national championship. The football team won a BCS Bowl game in the Sugar Bowl against Florida. And the baseball team made the College World Series. Dan McDonald says he was proud just to be part of it.
We're just glad that we were able to contribute, so when people talk about the special year, we might not be the headline, but at least we'll be in the discussion. Going to Omaha is a big deal, should be a big deal. For our fans, for the media, for all you guys and girls, and we hope to bring Cardinal Nation back again real soon.
It definitely was the year of the Cardinal this year. I mean, you think about how much success that Louisville had in the major sports, in football, in men's basketball, women's basketball, and in baseball. I mean, you think about that kind of success. It's never been duplicated before by any athletic program. And I think it still would have been a special year had baseball not made a run to the College World Series. But the fact that they did put it in a different level. I mean, that added accomplishment put it in a whole different category that I don't think a lot of people can match. So certainly, when the book is written about the year of the Cardinal, baseball will certainly be a chapter.
Thank you, Howie. Well, Kentucky will be able to throw the football this season. The question is anybody going to be there to catch it? Some players have been kicked off the team, including some wide receivers.
I don't know if I could be quoted saying that because there's probably some film of him being tackled somewhere. But he's a fantastic player. Coach Scott's known him for 3-4 years, has watched him, so we had a great relationship with him. So, again, another guy that was right away, as soon as we had our staff together, start watching film, that's a guy we must have.
Bez Blue, who is a junior college incoming player, and the reason I wanted to highlight him today is that, yes, they're down to 4 scholarship wide receivers. They've got 4 coming in. That's a total of 8. Logically, the junior college kid is going to be the one who can help the earliest. That's 8 total. The problem is the coaches have been telling us since day one, you need 10 minimum. So I got a feeling these guys are going to get a lot of work. They're going to have to prove themselves. You don't just need 8. You need 8 who can actually catch the ball. We're going to see a lot of passes to Raymond Sanders out of the backfield. We're going to see more of that in this first year. Gradually it'll grow to the more full version of the air raid that we were expecting.
Louisville's trip to the College World Series and Howie's was short-lived because the baseball team went out and promptly lost 2 games, Indiana and Oregon State. And you can blame, according to the coach, you can blame the left for that.
Well, we had to beat a really good lefty in the regional in Miami, and then we had to beat a really good lefty in Nashville. So the reality is these teams at this time of the year, they all seem to have a really good lefty. So, some years you have a few more lefties in the lineup, some years you have a few more righties. We got to be able to handle both. And that's why if you pitch and play defense, you have a chance to win every game. And we just didn't do that today. We didn't pitch and play good enough defense to give ourselves a chance to win.
I don't know necessarily whether it was the lefty thing or whether it was just the big stage or whether they were just tight, but certainly something was different about Louisville baseball. I mean, they went down to Vanderbilt, the number 2 team in the country, and beat the Commodores fairly. It wasn't easy, but those are tight games, but fairly soundly. I mean, it wasn't a 3-game series. It was Louisville won both games and was done. Louisville was the first team to qualify for the College World Series. They're also the first team out, and they faced 2 of the really crafty lefties and just couldn't figure it out. It was a disappointing performance for Louisville baseball. I don't think you can term it anything else. They just didn't hit in the first game, and in the second game they booted the ball around the field a whole bunch.
The Red and Blue Review is coming to you from Buffalo Wild Wings. Today we're at the location here on Westport Road. We call it Springhurst, but coming up on July 10th, we want to invite you to put on your calendar to come join us at the Buffalo Wild Wings in St. Matthews, just down from the Mall of St. Matthews. When you come that day, you're going to be served by Angels, and 10% of all the sales that day will go back to Angels in Disguise. You got to eat somewhere on July 10th. Get some of the guys from work. Come over and watch us. We'll do Red and Blue. Get up there about 11 o'clock. We'll start taping the show. You can be part of the show. The Angels are going to be there from 11 till about 8 or 9, 10 o'clock that night, serving you and your family. Be sure to put it on your calendar. 10% of all sales on the 10th, July 10th, Angels in Disguise at St. Matthews with the Red and Blue Review. Well, one of the things that Kentucky is using to sell to recruits is the opportunity to be the first. Neil Brown says they're telling these players that Kentucky can be good again and start a tradition of championships, and this bunch can be the first to do it.
Kentucky football has been good. Okay, in 2007, I mean, they're ranked in the top 10 for a majority of the year, beat LSU national championship. Okay, but couldn't sustain it. Couldn't sustain it. So what I kept coming back to is, if we can continue the success we've had on offense that we had at Troy and at Texas Tech, okay, if Coach Stoops, who's already been on championship level defenses at Arizona, all right, at Florida State last, plus he's on University of Miami when they won a bunch of national championships, okay, and we can combine that with hiring a young, energetic staff that can really relate, then we've got an opportunity at Kentucky to be the first.
Kentucky can do it, sustaining it. Yeah. If it's ever going to work, if it's ever going to awaken the sleeping giant, as Mark Stoops says, it's going to happen now. A defensive-minded coach who has proven he's turned around some pretty bad defenses and the air raid offense and good recruiting. If it doesn't happen now, it ain't happening.
Darryl, I don't want to ask you for a number. I think that's difficult to do when you look forward to how many teams can be beaten by this Wildcat bunch coming in. I have seen rankings that this schedule for Kentucky is the toughest in America.
Yeah.
So when you figure a new group of coaches coming in, a lot of them in that position they've held for the first time. I think it's asking a lot to expect this team to win 4, 5, 6 games. Am I right about that?
No, you're absolutely right. And the good news is you've got the #1 recruiting class for 2014. The bad news, you've got the #1 most difficult schedule next season. Arkansas rotates off, Alabama rotates on. It's going to be tough. Most people are saying 4, maybe 5. And then just take that, enjoy it, and run with it.
Tell me what's coming up in the Cats Paws.
Do appreciate it. We're introducing the fans to the coaches, OC, DC, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Extensive coverage of those guys in the news Cats Paws. Give us a call at 800-641-3302.
Now let me remind you about some of the stuff going on that we want you to take part in. The Tee It Up for Down Syndrome Golf Tournament. That's coming up July 26th at Quail Chase. If you want to get involved, go to angelsindisguise.net. There's all the information on the web. You can sign up to play, or if you want to be a sponsor, all the funds go to helping angels and their families. And also a reminder that even when you come to Buffalo Wild Wings, for $1, you can buy a Angel Halo. And again, all that money will go to Angels in Disguise. When we come back here on the Red and Blue Review, we're going to tell you about the show that's coming up in St. Matthews here in just a couple of weeks.
What's your idea of fun? Whatever your idea of fun is, we have a park for that. Kentucky State Parks.
Today we're talking about the Polotate. Food Network voted it the top pizza in Kentucky, and it is an International Pizza Award winner. Come down and try the Polotate at Boomba's Pizza, Westport Village.
Jam time, yeah! Kenny Walker here for Tim French Superstore. If it's your game plan to get the best deal on a great car, truck, or SUV, then Tim French Superstore is your place to go. At Tim French Superstores, we slam dunk the competition. You'd have to be crazy not to take advantage of these deals. It's like having the home court advantage. Think you can get a better deal somewhere else? Well, we'll catch you on the rebound. Tim French Superstore in Radcliffe.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes. Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Welcome to the new Bachman Subaru. We have expanded our Subaru service, sales, and parts departments to serve you, our customers. Bachman Subaru has our best ever selection of all the new Subaru models, or get a certified pre-owned Subaru from our great inventory. If you already own a Subaru, we now have an expanded service area for those few times you do need service. Visit us today at Bachman Subaru. Bachman makes the difference.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Today we're talking about the Polotate. Food Network voted it the top pizza in Kentucky, and it is an International Pizza Award winner. Come down and try the Polotate at Boomba's Pizza, Westport Village.
Alright, welcome back. I'm Monica Mahalik, and we'd like to introduce you to Angels
with Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Couple of goober with wings right here, and we've been pretty good. We haven't dived in so far. Welcome back to the Red and Blue Review. This week's show brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings and the Angels in Disguise Golf Tournament coming up July 26th at Quail Chase. You'll want to be a part of it. They're teeing it up for Down syndrome. If you'd like to get involved in the tournament, either as a player or as a sponsor, go to angelsindisguise.net. You'll be able to register and get all the information you need about the Tee It Up for Down Syndrome Golf Tournament brought to you by Angels in Disguise and Buffalo Wild Wings. All right, let's jump into it, Daryl. Time for our Game Time storyline. Kentucky football fans are hoping the success they're experiencing in recruiting off the field will make a difference in winning football games on the field this year, but Neil Brown says they may be bracing for a disappointment.
This is going to be a challenging year. It is. What you're going to see is you're going to see a much improved football team. You're going to see a group that's going to play hard, that's going to be physical, and we're going to make improvements as the year goes on. Our kids are hungry. Our kids have been coachable. And they've been working with what we call an everyday mentality. You know, we're not necessarily focused on what the wins and losses are going to be. Sure, we'd love to have more wins than losses. The more wins, the better. Okay, but what we've got to focus on in year one is that everyday mentality, coming to work, getting better, and then the results will build off that.
This first year is all about bringing excitement back, bringing the fun back, because it hasn't been there for quite a while. And just keep that excitement going. You know, that 2014 recruiting class, and those kids haven't even been to their prom yet. They haven't even started their senior year, so it's going to take a while. Last year's recruiting class was just as hyped. It was quite an improvement. Those guys will be true freshmen, so it's going to be tough. It's going to remind me of Tim Couch's first year with Hal Mumme. They won 5 games, and everybody was thrilled. That's the best you hope for.
But they're not going to run the option, as Kentucky famously did the first year with Tim Couch.
Yes, good point.
Well, Louisville was the first program in history to put a football team in and win a BCS bowl game, put both teams in the Final Four, and make the College World Series. And Tom Jurich says we got to keep on pushing.
We're very appreciative of what's going on. We're not taking it for granted. We want to continue to build on it, and we can build on it. Every coach that we have, whether it's Coach Pitino with his national championship trophy, they all think they can get better, and they're all striving for that. And you know, I think someday we'll look back on it and say, well, this was a great moment. I want our people to enjoy it, but I certainly want them to strive to get better next year.
I'm saying that Louisville could be better this next year. I mean, when you think about all the success that they had this year with the Sugar Bowl, with the men's national championship, I'm not saying that they're going to go win another men's basketball national championship. That'll certainly be tough. But I do think football's going to be just as good. Basketball's going to be very, very good. They returned 70% of their scoring from a team that won the national title. Women's basketball returns all of their starters. And you know, baseball's going to take a step back, but I think softball will be there. I think, you know, men's soccer will be right back in the national title hunt. So you've got a level of athletics right now at the University of Louisville that is just amazing, and they're driving each other to get better and better and better, and it's all under the helm of Tom Jurich. I mean, he's one of the most competitive people I've ever met.
Thank you, Howie. I want to remind you to put on your date July 10th. That's when we're going to be broadcasting Red and Blue from the Buffalo Wild Wings in St. Matthews. Our show's going to originate from there. 10% of all sales that day will go to Angels in Disguise. And we're joined now by Eric Titus with Buffalo Wild Wings. And Eric, tell me how you and Buffalo Wild Wings got involved with Angels in Disguise.
Years ago, we started doing some charity golf scramble events, and we had kind of done that for 10 years. And we had supported various different charities through that time. We had great success and it was fun. We decided after 10 years we kind of want to take a couple years off and kind of rethink our mission and really get focused about what we're doing. So at that time I had met the Mahalik family. They had just started up Angels in Disguise. We had similar passions about fundraising and all that, so at that time when we decided to proceed with our event, we went ahead and kind of made a collaboration with them and moved forward.
Now, one of the cool things we're going to do on the 10th from the St. Matthews stores is we're going to have Angels serving customers. What a great idea.
We're excited about it, and also on that day we're going to be doing fundraising at all 7 Buffalo Wild Wings locations in the market. But to kind of highlight that day in the event, we're going to be having the Angels actually serve there just to kind of give the opportunity to interact with the community, and we are really excited about it.
And excited about the golf tournament that's coming up on July 26th at Quail Chase, and you guys pack that golf course, don't you?
We do, and just because of the history of our event in the past, and this is our second year again with Angels in Disguise, we are expecting hopefully 54 teams is kind of what our target will be, using all 27 holes out there. The course is in great shape, so we're really looking forward to that event.
Now, one of the other things folks can take involvement in, Daryl, I'm going to give you a red halo,
thank
because
you.
Lord knows you need one.
I do indeed.
But tell folks how they can get involved with this. Come into your stores, Eric.
We are selling these for $1 in Buffalo Wild Wings in all 7 locations again, and a guest can come in. Our servers should be asking people if they'd like to contribute. All the proceeds really go to help support our event and Angels in Disguise. We've also brought on some other partners this year, like Value Market, Fantastic Sam's, Joe's Older Than Dirt, Brownie's Bar and Grill. So we've really kind of expanded the footprint, and we are just thrilled about the participation of the Louisville community in helping us out with this event.
Well, thanks for allowing us to help you tell your story, Eric. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you.
When we come back here on the Red and Blue Review, you are going to meet an honest-to-goodness angel and the family she blesses every day. As we head to the break, I'll remind you to keep up with what's going on in Cardinal Nation. Follow Howie Lindsay at cardinalsports.com.